think it's going to be a very interesting 3 days. It's going to be a very interesting Tuesday. We have a big red wave that has formed, as you probably noticed.
Off once more into the blue to raise his red tide. Donald Trump camped out for day -3 in one state alone.
This is the state that will save the American dream.
The state is Pennsylvania. 4 rallies in 4 counties prove he's throwing everything at it to defend the slender 44,000 vote margin he won by there 4 years ago. In cold country up north, Joe Biden's in hot pursuit, putting the old presidential team back together.
Hello, Detroit!
Their project? To expose what they call presidential failure to tackle the pandemic.
COVID, he's complaining. He's jealous of COVID's media coverage.
COVID just guaranteed itself a lot more coverage. It's sweeping with a daily force neither America nor the world has seen before. Record daily positives of 100,000. They're only the known cases. Those studying them fear the true rate's probably higher in an exponential growth phase. These aren't figures Donald Trump will care to dwell on, but for the Biden campaign and any American who cares about the spread of the virus, they can't be ignored. The pandemic is back front and centre at the sharp end of this election, and even though early voter turnout is high, there are still at least 50 million people who'll get to ponder these numbers before they cast their ballot.
Because of our relentless efforts, the recovery rate right now on COVID or the China virus or the China plague is 99.7%. Take a look. 99.7%.
This guy tells us it's going away. Only thing's to make it go away if he goes away.
The urge to purge seems strong all round.
Look at that.
A Texan truck-mounted push and shove on a Biden-emblazoned convoy is a reminder of the fleeting dangers when mobs mobilise. Donald Trump's response, a tweet. "I love Texas," the president enthused. Greg Jennett, ABC News, Washington.
Ready?
Target practice hasn't always been one of Sylvia Hahn's weekend hobbies. But shaken by recent unrest, she bought her first gun 3 months ago at age 61.
For protection, mainly. I've been keeping on top of all the current events. And it's just, we're kind of in a time right now that I've never seen before.
Rifle or handgun?
And for extra peace of mind, she got a licence to carry her weapon concealed in public.
You never know what you're going to encounter if you decide to conceal and carry, but at least I can be prepared if I choose to do so.
In the suburban streets of North Carolina, Sylvia and her husband Jim are part of a growing tide of residents arming up.
Gun sales here are up 60% on the same time last year, while those taking classes learning how to use a weapon has jumped twofold. Why? Customers are telling the gun shop they're concerned about their safety amid unrest in the country.
Tricia Sisson owns the gun shop in the affluent suburbs north of Charlotte, the state's largest city.
We are seeing more and more women coming in, trying to learn, what are the procedures? What do I need to do? How do I need to learn? How do I need to protect myself? What's the right firearm for me to protect my family?
Tricia says she voted for Donald Trump in 2016 and will be backing him again this year.
Do you think that the messaging on law and order was the right message to come from the White House?
Yes. From the people that I talk to, absolutely. They value the work that our police departments do. And our citizens rely on those folks. So, yeah, I think it was the right message.
A message Donald Trump's been taking to the suburbs. But polls suggest it's failing to resonate with women more broadly. And he knows just how crucial they are.
Suburban women, will you please like me? Remember? Please. I saved your damn neighborhood, okay?
His messaging
it's just dividing it more, and predominantly it's been around Black Americans, and that's my husband. So I see you saying something that could endanger my husband and my family. Let's go find Branch.
Elisa Webb and her young family are among those changing the face of suburban America. They moved from the democratic city of Charlotte to the traditionally Republican-held suburb belt, bringing with them their liberal views.
Honestly, it was one of my hesitations of moving in because we have a mixed family, a mixed race family. I didn't want to bring the girls into an environment that would, could be harmful to them, or if not accepted, if people didn't accept them. So I was a little worried about that, but then I've seen is like most people have come from the city, and from the city, Charlotte's definitely been more blue. So I feel like the blue is like coming out of the city into the suburbs.
North Carolina has become a microcosm of America. Its suburbs are no longer just the domain of white affluent families. People of colour now make up a third of the suburban population across the country.
So Donald Trump is working really hard to win your vote. Do you feel like they're going to invade your suburbs?
No. Well, I mean, they're in my house. No, there's no, like when Trump said that recently with the, I saved your damn city, I'm like, from what? From what are you, like the implication there is from Black and brown people. Like I think he really views the suburbs still as just, well, me, like a, middle-aged white woman in the family. It's like, that's not what the suburbs are.
White suburban women in neighbourhoods like this helped power Donald Trump to the White House. Their backing is crucial for him securing a second term. But much has changed here over the past 4 years, and he's fast losing support among what was a traditionally reliable Republican voting bloc. Kathy Bossy was among them.
I believe he has caused most of the unrest himself. I believe it's his policies and the way he speaks.
So do you regret that decision?
I do. I speak of it every day.
She made her mind up to vote him out soon after he took office. And there are many others. President Trump carried this state by nearly 4 points in 2016, but with former supporters like Kathy flipping blue, it's shaping as a Democratic pickup in 2020. Like much in this deeply fractured country, the fault lines have already been drawn. Kathryn Diss, ABC News, North Carolina.
More than 9 million cases and 230,000 deaths. And the United States is now recording new infections and deaths at a faster rate, again, than any other country in the world. We're getting close to seeing 80,000 new infections in the United States recorded every day on average. And just like infections, hospital admissions are also surging for a third time in this pandemic. And that, unfortunately, means that we're likely to see a jump in the numbers of people dying each day fairly soon. Now, in the first few months of this pandemic, the northeast, states like New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, they bore the brunt of this virus. But then cases started to surge in big southern US states. These are states like Florida, like Texas, and also California. This third surge, though, it's much more widespread. There are about 30 states at the moment where the 7-day average of new COVID cases is at record levels in the past week. But it's particularly bad in the Midwest of America. 2 states per capita, South Dakota and North Dakota, they're recording more infections at the moment than any other state in the country. Wisconsin, a bigger state, has more cases overall. It's third in the country per capita. Now, opinion polling consistently has shown that Americans don't think President Donald Trump's done a particularly good job handling this pandemic. One of the big questions this week is that enough does it matter enough to change people's votes? And could that make a difference in electorally important parts of the country like this?